Okay, all you brilliant pharmacists, we are live in the Facebook groups and in on the YouTube channel as well. I am here with Fatima Afonso, my great friend. Hi, Fatima.
Hello. Hi, how are
Hi.
you?
So Fatima is she's Portuguese. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
Even
Yeah.
Portuguese. How do I say it?
Portuguesa.
Hi, Portuguesa.
Yeah, that's it.
Perfect. What's the uh, uh, what does tugas mean or something like that? It-
Sorry?
Like I think there's a Facebook group called Tugas in Irlanda or something like that, and it's
Tugas
kind of a
in Irlanda, yeah. Tugas is the slang for the short for Portuguese. Yeah.
yeah.
Instead of Portuguese, it's just as Tuguese. Yeah, it's Tugas. Yeah,
Tugas.
it's a slang. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I saw it once and I was like, okay. And someone told me it means Portuguese in Ireland, like
Yeah. Yeah.
group of Portuguese. Okay.
It
How
will
do
be
you
the
get in?
same as in Ireland if you say I'm the Irie. Okay, it's a short.
So you're from Portugal? Is that how you say it?
That's it. Portugal.
I'm lucky my kids watch soccer, so Ronaldo and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So I kind of
Ronaldo. See. That's it.
my kids do that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everyone.
perfect. Now for all of you guys watching, we're going to have just a friendly chat about Fatima's experience in Ireland and how she came across our community and all that. Um, just just to imagine like um so our Facebook group has reached what almost 1300 members now, right? There has never been a member in our Facebook group as Fatima, because when she came into the Facebook group, right, when on my phone I have all the comments that pop up in the Facebook group, right? So she went through every post, prescription by prescription, and saying, yes, that's right, or asking a question, or saying, I would do this here, I would do that there. I think she went through all the posts all the way to the bottom until she never found anything, like until the feed stopped. So my phone was tuk, 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 tuk.
Yeah.
I have never had anyone in the Facebook group do that, because usually when you guys join my Facebook group, it's you only see the top posts, they pop up in your feed, and it's usually the one that says join the WhatsApp group, or some other post that has loads of comments and Facebook gives it to you. But the ones with prescriptions where you actually learn stuff, I don't see you guys scrolling there, commenting, asking questions, or anything like that. But with Fatima, it was totally different. Like she was boom, and she was like texting me, "Man, I learned so much from you," and oh my god. And she was already working in Ireland, you guys. So she had how many months experience did you had at that point?
At that point, let's say 6 or 7. Yeah.
So Fatima was working here for at least 6 months. So she had experience and all that. And she still found value in all the posts in the Facebook group, and she learned a lot from them.
Yeah.
And you're outside of Ireland and you're not scrolling and you're not stopping to see what that script means, how to approach that script, how to judge this script. You're not going down to the feed. There's a lot of posts that actually answer all your questions, but all you do is like you join the Facebook group, you watch the first or the second post, and then you text me, "Oh, how can I come to Ireland? How can I do this? How can I do that?" Honestly, man, it's videos. I have tons of videos on it, and I have posts on it, and I just do a little bit of work. But that's where I was really impressed with Fatima, and it was amazing. Like, so
Yeah.
Fatima, walk us a little bit through. You came to Ireland through another company. You didn't come through my company. So walk us a little bit through how the process went. Maybe we'll have Portuguese pharmacists watching the
Yeah.
recording on YouTube. So just go like, how did you email the PSI? What did you do? What paperwork you did and stuff like that?
Okay.
It may be useful. So
So, yeah. I was a pharmacist in Portugal for 17 years. And then, talking with some friends, I decided to move abroad. So, I was starting to have a look in many options, and I thought about, and if the Portuguese are listening to me, I thought about Angola and Norway and the UK. Then my decision was about, okay, because of the Brexit, I would move into the UK uh, because it will be much more complicated. So, okay, why not Ireland? I've never been to Ireland before coming in, so it was quite an adventure. And actually, it was through LinkedIn I started to do some research, and then I came across two or three different recruitment companies. And I never saw yours, unfortunately, but it was all through LinkedIn. So I started talking to this recruitment agent, to be honest with you. Now, with all the knowledge that I have, it was not the best agency because he wasn't quite clear in everything I needed. And I'm aware that for me, the whole process to the PSI, it's much more simple because I'm European, okay? And all the documentation, that's very straightforward. Okay, the only thing I was missing was the English exam. Okay, and then we can go to the PSI webpage to see which exams are valid or considered as valid. So I was advised to do the OET. From my experience, don't go that way, to be honest with you, because okay, it's much more clinical. The English, it's much more clinical. It's all about health issues, terms, and everything regarding health. But it takes way too long to get the score. And then if you don't pass, which happened to me before, I missed for a little tiny bit of points, but I didn't pass the first OET. So I had to wait more than 1 month, okay, because we can't, there are certain dates that you can go by on the OET. So in my second chance, I did the YELTS, academic YELTS on computer. That's the one I advise. Okay, the English, they can ask you to speak about anything, about animals, about the weather, about electric cars, something. It's not only regarding health. Okay, but if you are okay with English, you should be okay with Yelps. My advice to everyone who's trying to do the English exam is try to look some YouTube videos to prepare, because the English exam doesn't doesn't really mean that if you know or if you don't know English, it has to do about the exam. You have to know what is scored in the exam,
I've
because
said that in
yeah,
every live I did. I said it's not about knowing English, it's about knowing the exam, how to pass the exam. Okay.
exactly that. Yeah.
So I actually, from my experience, I advise everyone to take the OET,
Oh,
because I had tens of pharmacists, like tens of them, that only knew IELTS. And they took IELTS, and some of them failed by a lot. And then they changed to OET, and they only failed by this little. And then they practiced some more, and they passed it. So I have over maybe 20 pharmacists that have done IELTS first and failed, and then switched to OET and passed. But I don't have anyone except you, because I had just
yeah,
heard you, that has done OET and then went to IELTS and did better.
yeah.
So it kind of depends on which one suits you, I guess. Like,
Yeah, that's it. My only concern about the OET is that it's in paper form only. So let's think. It took me about 3 weeks to get the first score. And as I told you, I haven't passed. And then I overpassed the date to apply to the second one. So I had to go to the other one. So the whole process took me will take me about 2 months. So I'm in the meantime, while I was waiting for the second OET exam, I took a computer-based IELTS, and I have the results in 5 days, and I passed. Okay, so the OET, despite being much more expensive, in my opinion, it takes too long to get the scores. And if you pass at first, then it will be perfect. It's fine. But if you have to wait and take a second OET exam, then it will take you longer. That's why.
Nine 9 out of 10 pharmacists will fail their first exam by this little. It's out of
That's what happened.
experience. It's not theory. 9 of 10 pharmacists that I work with, they fail their first English exam, even though they have great English, because they don't know what they take points away from you, and they don't know why they give you extra points. So you don't know what to do to get the extra points. So you only get up there, but you don't get the extra points to actually pass, because the PSI requires a very high level of English.
Yes.
So that's why, like, with all my pharmacists, most of you work with Swoosh, and it's great. Like, Swoosh does training for OET and IELTS as well. I'll leave a link somewhere around so you can find them when you're watching the recording. You have links with Swoosh in the Facebook group as well. Um, just prepare for it, because it's more expensive for you to actually fail your first exam than it is to pay for the course. So with Swoosh, you just pay once and you get to work for a full year with them. So you have time to prepare in advance if you are doing your paperwork and stuff. But definitely prepare, because you will, on your own, you have 90% chances to fail your first attempt with OET or IELTS exam. So yeah, you
Yeah.
have to do the work. Yeah. So what did you do next?
Yeah. Then next, all the paperwork was done, everything from college. I had to translate a lot of documentation. So all the process. And then I was only missing the English exam. I paid the PSI fees. You have to pay it. And then I qualified as a pharmacist. In the meantime, I was already in Ireland. So I took my English exam here in Dublin. Uh, but I couldn't be working as a pharmacist. So I was working as a technician, and I was learning. One thing I felt as a foreigner, I don't know about you guys, but I felt that I was working for this pharmaceutical group, okay? They have lots of pharmacies all across the country. And I had a feeling that they look at you differently because you are foreigner, and okay, they assume that you may not know something how to process and how to put a prescription through and so on. So yeah,
Which you don't actually.
yeah, that's it,
Which
exactly that.
is it true? Because all the people I interview, all the pharmacists that I interviewed so far, and including me, I say, did you feel like that you landed in a whole other planet and everything you knew about pharmacy was gone?
Yeah.
Is pharmacy different in Ireland?
It's not different. To be honest with you, I feel like I landed in the 90s. Okay, I took a time machine and I went back 40, 30 or 40 years. I don't know how much, because everything is different. The way that people look, the music that you listen on the radio, and in pharmacies, I don't know. In Portugal, it's much different. It will be impossible to say, okay, what about wait 1 hour or 2 working hours and then your prescription will be ready. No, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It's impossible. You are always at the tilt, and then you have to do the prescription straight away.
Yeah.
Okay, and you have to serve the customer, and you may
Charge the
get
money.
charge money, everything, the tills, and you never know if you're gonna have a prescription, a controlled drug prescription, um, measure a blood pressure. You may have to sell a sun cream or a pacifier, something. You never know what you're gonna get. Okay, in most countries, in Spain and in Greece, most countries are like that. At least the ones I know. Um, but here is much more different. Okay,
So
but
you landed here. Uh, you came. You started working as a technician because you needed the experience. They wouldn't put you as a pharmacist all the way.
yeah.
How important would it have been for you to actually get the training before, like in the months when you were doing your English exam and all that? How important would it have been for you to actually get access to prescriptions, to training, to understand the Irish schemes and everything else?
I found that uh, first 5 or 6 weeks as working as a technician, they were very, very important because I get to know the names of the brands, the molecules, because here they have different molecules that we don't use anymore in Portugal. Um, they have actually, it was funny because it's the same box, the exact same colors, but with a different brand name. So at the beginning it was a little bit confused because I'm used to see that box with a different name on it, and then get to learn about all the schemes. And yeah, I had a lot to learn at the
Did
beginning.
you did you if you don't want, you don't have to answer this question.
Yeah,
Were you paid as a technician or as a pharmacist those few months?
technician,
As
as
a
a technician.
technician. So you actually
Yeah,
lost money. I'm asking that because with the training I provide, my pharmacists, like I have two pharmacists that started as supervising pharmacists from day one, and all the others are starting as pharmacists from day one because they get training in advance. So when they get there, they know the schemes, they know methadone, they know emergency contraception, and all the other.
that's
So
very
uh, yeah, so they're confident, and the owner is confident in letting them start as pharmacists. Of course, they have a week or two or maybe a month as an adaptation period where they may have another pharmacist with them, but they start on the pay grade as pharmacists. So the and the training I provided for them ahead of time was free. So it was,
that's very good.
I
That's very.
practically provided them with thousands of euros. And
I wish I would
I
know.
just want to know who's those who are watching us. I just want you to know the training I provide may be free, but it's so valuable that it will earn you thousands of euros that you would actually lose if you started without that training and you had to learn it all when you came here and all that. So um, yeah, do go through all the training. And plus I have like 20 video modules that I give you access when you come through my company for free. So they go in depth with all the schemes, with everything you need, even video training of the software and all that. So you have a lot of information, of in-depth information. Like what I'm giving on YouTube is more like general information, but when you come to Ireland through my company, like you get all the training, like all in. You get all the knowledge, all the base that you need, and then you're good to go and start earning like thousands of euros as a pharmacist from day one. I'm really proud of the two pharmacists that started as supervising pharmacists from day one. They did very well, and I'm proud of you guys if you're watching. Um, and all the other ones that have started as support pharmacists, they're doing great. So congratulations to all of you. Yeah, so you worked as a technician for a few months. I'm gonna stop you for 1 second. I have a
Yeah.
few comments. um Guys, so it's what about pharmacists from Pakistan? So here in this particular video, we're talking about European pharmacists. I have 4 other interviews that address the issue of non-European pharmacists, so Pakistani included. You can go watch those on the Pharmacists for Ireland YouTube channel under the live section. They were live just like this one, and that will answer all of you. You can continue watching this live because you will learn a lot about Irish pharmacy. But if you want to see how your route of registration with the PSI is, just go in the live section of the YouTube channel or in the Facebook group, and you can see the recordings of those interviews. Because there's someone asking about an Indian with a bachelor degree, how can get a job as a pharmacist in Ireland. Yeah, watch those videos, and you'll get all the information from it. Okay, perfect. With that out of the way, so you worked as a technician for how many months?
Okay, I worked as a technician, let's say for about 1.5 months, 2 months, while I was waiting for my English exam. And yeah, I learned a lot as far as I knew. But then I came across your YouTube channel and your Facebook page. It was out of nowhere, and I found it very, very interesting. And I learned something that I've never seen in my training in the pharmacy. And I even taught some of those things I learned in the pharmacy because they wouldn't know some tips that I learned. So, yeah, you were absolutely right. I was kind of a stalker. I went through every single video and every single post of your Facebook until the end of the page. Yeah, I did
Yes.
that. Yeah. And I tried to make comments, even when I remember the steroid dosages and what's wrong with this prescription, and I get to learn everything. And I never told you this before, but I learned how to dispense methadone in one of your videos.
Yes. Yeah, that
I
was
learned it.
a
Yeah,
live methadone training that I did, and the recording is actually up on YouTube.
yeah.
So just look for it.
So you're that good. That's how I learned how to dispense methadone. And yeah, so yeah, I'm proud to say, and and you're aware of that. I learned much more from your videos and from your webpage than in my actual training. So I thought that was good, but your was awesome, up to the roof. Really,
Thank you.
congratulations! You're
Thank you.
very
That
good.
goes
And
to my heart. That goes to my heart.
yeah,
This is what's great about what I do. Like people are saying, "Oh, you provide all that for free." Yes, of course I do, because if you give, you receive in the end. It doesn't.
yeah,
But it's so fulfilling, because I have tens of pharmacists that are just like, "Wow, I started. It's great. It's exactly like you said, and it was very helpful and all that." And it's so good inside to know that you actually helped
yeah,
people. Because when I started my company, that's what I thought. I was like, okay, I came and it sucked. When I came here, I came by myself. I didn't know anybody, and the 3 months of training were actually, staff was too busy to actually teach me anything. So I kind of shadowed and I kind of looked, but they wouldn't have time to properly teach me anything. So it was awful. Like the first 6 months, it were very, very hard. And then after a year or two, I was like, okay, I bet you I can help a lot of people with all this. Like a lot of pharmacists that are coming over from other countries, I bet you I can help them have an easier life. Because all I ever heard was, you're being thrown at the deep end and you need to learn to swim. So it's not a pleasant thing to be thrown in the water and then, okay, how do you swim? I would
yeah,
very much want to learn to swim before I go in the deep water. So before you go on yourself and you're a pharmacist all alone in the pharmacy, and you get stuck and everybody's asking you because you're the pharmacist, but who do you turn to ask when you don't know? And I actually provide a solution for that as well. So that's called our WhatsApp group.
that's it.
So that's our dispensary questions and answer WhatsApp group. So Fatima is in there with a lot of like 70 something pharmacists that we're already in there, all working in Ireland. And when anyone gets stuck, there was like, okay, what do I do? Okay, I'm gonna ask in the WhatsApp group, and you get an answer, and that's right. And I think you were asking about vaccinations and stuff just 2 days
Yeah,
ago
yeah,
in the so isn't it nice to actually have like you're in a foreign country and you're a pharmacist with a lot of responsibility, and nobody, you have nobody to ask, and then all of a sudden you have 70 colleagues that you can pop on the phone and ask, like, what do I do here with the vaccination, what do I
Yeah,
do? um
that's
it's
it. You feel, yes, sorry, you feel much more confident. And it was after that confidence that I felt that I started working as a locum. Yeah, and I felt supported, but I felt that okay, I have some net here to protect me because I have the group, and you know, uh, let's say, okay, guys, it's a Sunday. I text Serene, and I know he's going to answer. Okay, because I'm dispensing, I'm on a pharmacy, and okay, please help me. What do I do? Okay, because that never happened before, and yeah,
Yeah,
you're
because when
you're
you step
great.
outside, yeah, so you're in your own pharmacy, but you only came across certain situations. And then when you go on your off days, when you go and work as a locum pharmacist, you come across other types of situations where you've
Yeah,
never been before. And then who do you ask? Even if it's a day during the week, you don't have anyone to ask. But if it's
yeah,
weekend, it's even worse. So it's like, okay, but now I always helped my pharmacist by myself before the WhatsApp group. But then it wasn't even my idea with the WhatsApp group. It was a Romanian pharmacist in Ireland, and he was like, can you create a WhatsApp group for Romanian pharmacists, because you have the outreach and all? And I created one for Romanians, and they don't really help each other, I'm sad to say. Nobody kind of posts anything in that group, but half of them are in our English speaking group, and they're very active there. So they just post their questions there. But now it's not just me, but I'm still in there. I tell you guys, when once you come into my world through my company and all, you're in it for life. And I still continue to be in touch with you. I still continue to support you. So, like Fatima said, uh, she has a regular job, but on some off days she goes locuming. And when you go locuming, you're stuck. You have to have your experience, and you have to know uh, uh, kind of everything. And then when you don't know, who do I ask? Well, I answer as often as possible. Like Fatma said, I kind of always answer. But say I'm in church. When I'm in church, I don't answer. If I'm driving, I can't answer, and all that situation. Like there are time during the day that I cannot answer. But I tell you, there, out of 70 pharmacists in the WhatsApp group, one of them at least will
it's
answer.
going to answer. Yeah,
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 so it's actually
and
because everyone received help when they came here. Like all of them in the group received help. Uh, they're all ready to give back. Like they know, even if you when you're coming here and you're starting out on your few days and you ask like a silly question that everyone should know the answer to, feel confident to ask it there, because people will know, oh, he
yeah,
must be in his first days, and I'll answer and all that. You will never get like, oh, you should know that.
yeah. No, that's it.
Because
So
yeah.
back to the ranch. Then I start talking with Serene more and more. And then I told him, oh, you know what? I'm not happy in my current job. So what would you advise me to do? So we started talking, and then he advised me. He got me this amazing interview with the most amazing group. It's another group of pharmacists where I'm working, and which I love. I feel like I'm working in United Nations right now. All these nationalities, yeah, and I love working there. For me, the most important part is the work environment, because when you are working, let's say, a 10 or a 12-hour shift, you have to be comfortable in the place you're in. You have to be confident, okay, as a pharmacist, but you need to trust your team. But there has to be a room as well to play and to joke, and you can't be always looking at the computer without chatting to anyone. Okay, and for me, one of the most valuable things about a working place is work environment. Okay, you have to feel good and confident. Okay, and I'm very thankful to Serene for that position that he found me, because it's the most amazing group, and I'm working as a pharmacist. And as I said, I'm also locuming sometimes in my days off. And yeah, each time that I have a question, I post it in the
Who
group.
was your referral when you started locuming? Who was your referral to the agency?
Soren. Yeah, without even knowing me.
So guys, yeah, because I remember like, but you don't know me. I don't care. I want to help you.
Yeah,
So
and
she
I
didn't go. She didn't have anything to do with my company. She didn't go through
no.
my company at all. She was working as a pharmacist already. But when you want to go locuming here, when you reach out to a locums agency, they will ask you for another pharmacist to confirm that you're like an okay person. You work well in a team. You're not like a bad guy or troublemaker or stuff like that. And you don't want your pharmacist that you're working with in the pharmacy, if you have a supervising pharmacist or a colleague, you don't want them to know that you're going locuming, because all that. So it kind of helps when someone says, would you want me to refer you to? And Fatima was like, but you don't know me, why would you help me?
Yeah, that's it. Exactly that. Yeah. No,
Because that's what I do.
yeah, I can tell you,
I was earning
whoever
no
is,
money from
yeah,
that.
that's it. Yeah. Please trust Turin. He's really a good person and an excellent pharmacist. Yeah. He helped me a lot. A lot. And thank you.
Sure.
you know.
You're very welcome, very very welcome. Yeah, we even tried to gather this summer for a barbecue, but I kind of ended up being sick with the blood clot and all that
Yeah.
stuff. And I still don't know what's wrong with me, to be honest. I'm waiting to be seen by a doctor, so
Oh,
I'm still kind of they never called me back. They said to stop the blood thinners for after 3 months, and I stopped them, and my leg turned purple, so I started back
oh,
on them. But I've
okay.
never seen a doctor since then, so I don't know. But
Okay. You have looked after
yeah,
yourself. Yeah.
yeah, so that's why we didn't actually get to get together with all our pharmacists in the group. But if all goes well and we're healthy, maybe next summer we can do a barbecue or anything like that. So that'd be
Yeah.
nice.
Yes.
Um,
Absolutely.
so we went through kind of all the process now. Yeah, you registered. You started as a technician. You started. Uh, right now, you're kind of a supervising pharmacist, because the supervising pharmacist that's there is going to actually go into another pharmacy, and then you're going to be the supervising. Um, but yeah, do you still watch the posts that I do in the Facebook group?
Yes.
So
I
you're
still.
working here for a lot of time now, and you still pay attention to the posts in the group.
Yeah.
And
I
people that have
still.
no experience in Ireland, what are you guys doing? Why are
Yeah.
you going through the posts? Because I would know from texting you, because you guys text me a lot. So by why you're, what but why your questions give away if you're actually going through the posts or not. Because if a question is like, oh, what would you do all day in the pharmacy? Well, I have a video on that, and that's in the Facebook group and on the YouTube channel. So I have a lot of videos that covers everything. So I kind of know if you're a student like Fatima was, when you go through all and you try to learn, or if you're just a modern person that just goes, oh wow, a lot of content, wow, nice, a lot of information, I'll just ask, because he has nothing to do all day, right? He can just text back and forth with me for 2 hours because I don't want to scroll and watch a video or something. you know so guys, just go through it all. It's a lot of value. I've said it a million times in the Facebook group. We have a lot. I have posted a lot of value there, like over 170 prescriptions, I believe. So if you want to familiarize yourself with a pharmacy in Ireland, just go through all those posts. And if you comment, if you don't understand anything, I still see your comment, and guess what, I still answer it. So if you go, just ask away. Why would you do that here? Why is this instead of that? Why is that so and so? So just go through it all. You still get answers from me. Like I can like jump. I see your question on my phone, and I just go in there and like because this and this and this and this, and you get your answer, and you learn a new thing and a new thing and a new thing. And in 2 or 3 months, you kind of go like, ah, I know pretty much a lot of about Irish pharmacy. So yeah. Did you see we have quite a lot of Portuguese pharmacists in the Facebook group?
Uh, I've seen that
Yeah.
across Ireland. I only come across three other Portuguese pharmacists. So we're quite spread across the country.
Yeah.
And
I know a lot more. I
yeah,
know a lot more.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, you know a lot more than me then.
Yeah. When I was supervising, I had a lot more that came in as locums. And when I go as a locum, I see a lot of Portuguese pharmacists. One of them, I believe, wanted to kill me.
Oh,
I'll tell you this one. So it was during COVID, so we were all wearing masks, right? And I was in my supervising shop, and she came in as a locum, and you know the printer, the machine that prints the receipts. It was
yeah.
it was going like and I touched it, and it went like and I said, oh, it must be a lady machine. And she turned around. She was with her back facing me, and she turned around and she was like, oh, I can only see her eyes, you know. It's like,
Oh,
oh, like chill, it's just a joke, you know.
yeah.
You don't have to take it so seriously. That's why I
You
said
know, we are Latin. We are Latin. That's how we we react.
yeah, but still, women need a sense of humor, you know.
Oh,
So, there, yeah, she was there.
okay,
Yeah,
roaring.
and
Yeah, but as Soren was saying, go through every single YouTube video and every single comment that you get to learn a lot. I'll tell you from experience, even nowadays that I know I'm much more capable, I still get to learn one or another thing. We have to keep learning and learning every day.
so
Okay,
guys,
there's always new things.
the information on the YouTube channel and in the Facebook group is free for everybody. Whether you're coming into through my agency or through another agency, you still get that information for free, and it's so valuable for you guys. It will make you thousands of euros. But what you get when you come through my company, you get access to the WhatsApp group when like the over 70 pharmacists that are working in Ireland that you can just ask at any point and you receive answers. You get access to the 20 video modules, so 20 hours of in-depth training about all the Irish schemes and everything basically that you need to know about Irish pharmacy. Um, that that these two are only for my like the pharmacists that are coming to my company. But you have access to all the information you need, um, basically for free. So regardless if you want to go through my company or not, like I've even given those for free to pharmacists that have tried through my company, but I couldn't find them jobs in the towns where they wanted to or in this particular areas, and I still offered it for free because they gave me a chance to find a job for them. But you get free information regardless. So but you get way more when you come when you obviously when you come through my world, as I call it, because when you come through my world you get to stay in it for life, so you'll never be disconnected. You will never feel like, oh my god, I'm alone in this country, I don't know anybody, because you will know a lot of your peers, a lot of your colleagues. And Fatima mentioned that in the company she's working now there are loads of nationalities.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot
Yeah.
of you guys are asking me, will I feel as a foreigner there? Because so and so. And in some countries, Romanians aren't really seen as blah, 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 like good people and stuff like that. Because some of our Romanian fellas are doing bad stuff in certain countries and they show up on TV. You will never get that in Ireland. Like Ireland has loads of nationalities. Like
Yeah.
Like Fatima said, you feel like you're working in the UN.
Yeah. I can tell you where I'm working. There's okay, Portugal, Greece, Spain, Italy, Afghanistan, Syria, Romania, Ukraine, Russia, Venezuela.
Nigeria,
What else?
probably.
South Africa. Yeah, we have a lot. And let me tell you guys that are listening and are non European pharmacists that we have some pharmacists. I have a very good friend. He's a pharmacist from a non European country, and he's working as a OTC, sales assistant. Okay, and now he's going to start working as a technician. We have loads of non-European pharmacists working as technicians, and then it can take up to 1 year, 1 year and a half to get their all the paperwork done and register into the PSI, and then they will start working as a pharmacist. It's a very good company in that because you get to escalate all the way up.
Yeah, it's just they are one of the lucky ones because they got into the country. So there are pharmacists, non-European pharmacists, that actually get to the point where they have to do their adaptation period, but the work legislation visa thing doesn't let them come into the country because they're not on a list
Yeah.
that's called a critical skills list. So you can only come in as a student visa, or if you're married to someone who is on the critical skills list, like if your husband or wife is a doctor or another uh, thing that's on the community, the critical skills list, then they can come into the country. But it's very hard for them otherwise to actually come. I'm actually trying to contact a solicitor this week to see if we can find a way around it, and if I manage to find a way around it, I will let you guys know. I will be the first one to let you know. Um, but yeah, in the meantime, um, we're still waiting. The government has promised to change the work legislation thing, so hopefully they will allow it, because you know how this is. It's like when you come to Ireland and you need a bank account to get rent, but when you go
Yeah.
to the bank, they ask you for proof of address, and you go, "But I don't have an address yet because they asked me for a bank account." No, you need a proof of address, and you go ask for a proof of address. Well, in order for us to give you the proof of address, you need to rent from us, but we need a bank account.
Yeah.
So it's like you're stuck in the middle, and they're all asking, "Oh, go to the other one. Go to the other one."
Yeah.
It's
Exactly
like
that.
that with the
Yeah.
non-European pharmacists are like that as well. So
Yeah,
uh,
but as an European, I felt that in the beginning. So, my advice to whoever is thinking to come into Ireland, treat as much as you can before and gather as much information as you can, because you will need a PPS number. And then you can Google it what it is, because I wouldn't think, I wouldn't dream what that will be that much trouble. So, and you'll need an address, and then you'll need what else? A public service card, and then you will need if you're renting a place, you will need oh, one thing, you don't get charged for water. You don't have water bills here in Ireland. That was a surprise for me.
do you know the story of that?
No.
So they actually tried
Actually.
to make people pay for the water a few years back, and so the state was like, "That's it. From now on, we'll be sending you bills for the water and all that." And people were
Yeah.
like, "No," and they didn't pay. Like the Irish
Okay.
people, they are fighters, right? They
Yeah.
fought the English for 800 years. So they say water is God given, and water was free for all this time, and now you're charging us. We won't pay. So the state didn't get any money from that. So they made
Okay.
a private company, and they said, "Okay, it's a private company, so now you have to pay, because it's not done by the state anymore. It's a private company that will take care of the water and all that. Now you have to pay." You know what they did? They didn't pay.
Okay.
So the company went bankrupt. And in the end, the
I
state gave
would.
up, and they were like, "Okay, you get the water for free."
Okay,
But
let's get
that
it.
gives you an idea about how Irish people really are. Like, you
Yeah.
can't enforce something on them. They're the most civilized people on earth. They're very friendly. They're all that, but you cannot force something upon them. If you convince them of something, they will go with you. They will follow you all the way. But if you're trying to impose because I'm the state and I want you to pay for water, I won't pay,
No.
and
No.
they won't budge. They will not budge. They will not.
Oh,
Like, if they
okay.
don't want to do something, they will not do it. Okay.
Yeah, but
So
I would say, and then you have to go through all the process. You will need um, an electricity in your house. You will need the gas company, and then okay, they drive in the left side of the road. That for me was a new, because I'm used to the right side. So, oh, another tip that I learned: please, please do change to an Irish driving license, because if you're trying to buy a car, the car insurance, because I have here road taxes, the car insurance, it's much more expensive if you try to make an insurance having a foreign driving license. So another tip is to change your license. You will pay 20 or 30 euros, change to an Irish driving license, and then get a car, or even rent a car. It's much more cheaper if you have an Irish driving license. That's what I did. That's another tip, and I get to learn these things from experience and asking around, and I learned a lot of tips from Soren as well.
because you didn't have me in the beginning, do you know who my pharmacist asked about gas, electricity, all that? They asked me, and you know what they get in return? They get answers. So I
That's
always
it.
tell them, like, you guys, you have a friend in Ireland, okay? When you're coming from outside, oh my God, no, nobody knows me. I don't know anybody. No, you have a friend in Ireland. Like, you can ask me, and I can tell you which gas is cheaper, which electricity is cheaper, because here you have multiple companies to choose from. Now, guys, those of you that are live with us, if you want to ask a question, type it in the comments now, because we will be closing this interview shortly. Uh, but if you have a particular question and you want it answered, just ask in the comments and we'll answer it. So I just want to go through a few things. So Fatima said the first thing
Yeah.
you need is a PPS number. So all my pharmacists actually get help with the PPS number from the employer. So within a few days of them arriving here, they actually have the PPS number, because you can do a lot of the paperwork ahead of time online and stuff like that now, and the employer helps you. And then when you arrive here, you just, I don't know, sign a few things, and in a few days, your PPS number should be in. So you don't pay the emergency tax. If you come here and start working without a PPS number, so it stands for public, the S stands for
Public.
service,
Yeah.
number,
Ser-
what's the other P for?
Public person. Public
Public
person.
person service number.
Yes,
Yeah, public person
social
service
number,
number.
something like that.
That's your
Yeah.
tax number. Basically, when you have to pay tax in Ireland, that's your number. That's what you have to give to the state. Um, so if you start without having that number, 50% of the money you earn in the first month will be stopped by the government. They will be held by the government. And when you like after 2 or 3 months, when you usually get that PPS number, you can claim back that money from the government, and they actually give it back to you. I never knew why they do the emergency tax thing.
Yeah, that happened to me before. I was emergency taxed for the first 2 months, which was that was mental, because when you come to Ireland, it's an expensive country, and you have to bring some pocket money with you. And then I was hoping to earn a lot more than I earned, because I had emergency taxes. Yeah, because as I told you, my recruitment agent at the time wasn't as good as Soren, so I wouldn't know about it.
Because he wasn't the
That's
pharmacist.
that's it. That's how you learn. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So if you go through a typical recruitment agency, that guy is an employee that doesn't really,
yeah,
he just want to make his target. Like he has a targets of how many to recruit per month, and he gets a bonus and stuff like that. So he's like, okay, you want to go? Yeah, okay, I'll set up this interview. Okay, you got the job. Bye bye. Next one. And you have all these questions. And what do I do now? I got the job. Okay, so I'm gonna go to Ireland. Oh wow. So what do I do? Oh, I don't care. I'm done. I'm working with the next one already. So you can never
Exactly.
contact them. They never do anything else than arrange the interview for you. Whereas I do it as humanly as possible, where I know you have fears, you have questions, you have doubts. So uh, basically, I provide you all the training in the world that I can give you. I provide uh, personalized advice. I answer all your questions when you text me by WhatsApp or Messenger or whatever. When you come here, I include you in my WhatsApp group with the 70 pharmacists, so you can ask a lot more people than me. So it won't be only me answering your questions. So it's like boom, welcome to my world. But no other agency does that. This is the reason why I, as a pharmacist, I'm still working as a pharmacist. Okay, so I opened this recruitment agency, and out of pure passion. Okay, it's I just wanted to help. The money I make, like the money I make as a locum, is a lot more than what I make as a recruiter. Okay, so basically, I wouldn't need my recruitment company with the amount of money. Like I won't give you the amount of money that I'm doing right now, okay? But last summer I had 2 months, because last summer was crazy, right? When I earned over 11,000 euros after tax. That's how crazy last summer was. Okay, it's not gonna be like that every year. It's a bit lower now, but it's like you can make a lot of money in Ireland. Okay, you just need to go through the steps, and if you have someone helping you, you go through the steps way faster, um, and you can actually. But yeah, like locoming isn't for everybody. If you have to like it, if you don't like it, like it's not everyone is built for that. Okay, but even as a regular pharmacist or a supervising pharmacist, you make a whole lot of money. Um, but the company that I started out of pure passion, and I still help you guys out of pure passion. I help you before you arrive. I help you during the exams and all that and registration, and I help you after you arrive. You're never going away from me once you come close to me. Okay, so uh, it's I always ask if there's anything else that I could do to help you guys, just say it. And if I can do whatever you say, I'll probably add it as a service. But from all that I could think about when I was going through the process, if I had, like, I went through the process for 6 months, okay, with the English exam and with the paperwork for the PSI. And if in those 6 months, if I got the training that I uploaded for you guys, it would have been amazing. When I came here, I would have been like, boom, boom, boom. I know this, I know that, I know this, I know that. When I came here, I didn't know anything, like anything, nothing about the Irish system, because you couldn't find anything online, and you still can't find anything online except for my posts. Okay. Uh, Fortunately or unfortunately, I'm the only one providing you guys with free information. Okay, so about the Irish community pharmacy. So even if you wanted to, like I wanted to learn when I came here in my first months, I wanted to find anything to read, to learn, to see videos. I didn't find anything, and I felt so unprepared. And if I had help, I would have appreciated it so much. And then if I had an employer that actually helped me with the PPS number and all that, and gave like the stuff I talk about with employers. You know how your interviews goes. My interview was like all the others, right? But some of your interviews were 2 or 3 questions, and you guys texted me back and said, I took the job. Like they gave me the job, but they only asked me 2 or 3 questions, and one of them was, "What's your name? What's your name?" Like, and how are you? uh, and I told them, because they asked me hundreds of questions, and they asked another pharmacy owner who I placed a pharmacist with. they talk to each other and they like, how's your pharmacist? Oh man, it's great. When he came here, he actually knew this and this and this, and then he got support, so he actually grew and he adapted really quickly. And the other pharmacy owner is like, really? Because all the other foreign pharmacists, when they come here, they don't know anything, and I have to spend 6 months teaching them and all that. Oh no, I knew it. Who got you there? That's a guy called Sorin, like, really? What's his number? Like, and he calls me and like, you train pharmacists? Yeah, I do. And you bring them here? Yeah, I do. So what do you train them? Oh well, the Irish schemes, methadone, emergency contraception, and basically everything else. Oh wow, really? I want one of your pharmacists. And then I set up the interview, and they're like, they just trying to see if you're a normal person, not crazy, not a serial killer or anything. So they just have a normal chat with you, and they see that you're normal, and they're like, cool, you got the job. And you're like, what? You don't want to ask me where do I see myself in the next 6 months, next 5 years, and all that? No, because they've asked me questions, they've asked the other pharmacy owner questions, and you benefit from a great image right from the start. Instead of being looked upon like, oh, so you're in Spain, right? So you don't know anything about the Irish pharmacy, do you? If you watch the video with my story, you'll see that actually that got refused in one of the interviews because the lady in the beginning of the interview said, "I won't ask you anything about the Irish schemes," and she asked me all the other questions. And then when I asked for feedback, they said, "We didn't hire you because you didn't know the Irish schemes." But she just said she'll not ask me about the Irish schemes because I wouldn't know them. So it's, yeah. But luckily, all my pharmacists, by the time they arrive here, they know all the Irish schemes. Which, if you know the Irish schemes, you know 90% of the pharmacy in Ireland. 90% of what you need to know is the Irish schemes. The rest is just 10%. You learn it and you adapt, and so on and so forth. We have one little question here saying, and I'll post it here on the screen. How long you were trained when you worked as a technician or OTC sales assistant? I know that it's 3 weeks. Is that true?
And I wouldn't say 3 weeks. It will all depend on how we were going, and it will all depend where are you working at. Let's say I had a friend, she's Spanish, okay, European, and she worked as a sales assistant for about 2 months, okay, and she's a pharmacist. And then she started working as a technician, and now she's working as a pharmacist. So it will all depend in which company are you and how fast can you learn. The main thing is that in Ireland, you can't work as a pharmacist if you are not registered. As simple as that. And that process to be registered, that can take 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. It will all depend on which college are you from, which country are you from, how much do you know. Okay, I wouldn't say 3 weeks. It will all depend.
Yeah,
I don't.
so the PSI actually looks at, especially for non-European ones, they look at if they have, like, you're coming from, say, Nigeria, right? And you graduated in the best university in Nigeria, and the PSI looks on their register and tries to look for pharmacists that came over from Nigeria and graduated in your university where you graduated, right? And if they found two or three, they're gonna look into their how they did, if they had any complaints about them or anything else. And but if they did well and they're here for a number of years and they have been no problems with them, they will actually go easier on you with the registration, um, comparing to someone from, uh, I say Iraq because I have a lot of Iraqi pharmacists here, but that's just, an example, uh, where they come from and they say, I'm from Iraq, from this university, and they look for, and oh, we have no one from Iraq, so we're going to be a bit more careful with you because we want to see if you're a quality pharmacist or not. so they will be a bit more cautious with you. But if they have a precedent, someone that studied where you studied, comes from where you come from, they will actually be like more trustworthy. They'll be like, okay, if all those other pharmacists were doing well, it means that university trains them well, so we won't ask for so much adaptation period, or I don't know, they kind of go lenient on you, more lenient, if they have someone from like where you're coming from. Okay. um, by the way, if someone from Lahore or whatever you call that city in Iraq is watching, guys, you guys are amazing. I don't think there's a pharmacist in Lahore in Iraq that is not in our Facebook group. It's like every day, like at least five pharmacists from that city are popping into the Facebook group, and I go like, is there still some pharmacists in that city that are not in the Facebook group? Okay, come in. So guys, you guys are amazing. Okay. It's probably because I did three interviews with Bilal. He's an Iraqi pharmacist, I believe it's. um and I did three interviews just like this one with him, and he gave a lot of information that would help them. So I think Facebook kind of knows that and shows my Facebook group to all the Iraqi pharmacists, and they just come in and do that. Would you have any other advice, information, or anything that you would like to, offer as help to our
To be
pharmacists?
honest with you, if you are thinking to come and work as a pharmacist in Ireland, you are very well welcome. But please choose a proper recruiter as Soren. Please do, because I wouldn't know at the time. And as he said, he's a recruiter, but he's also a pharmacist, and he's amazing. He's a really good person. He helps a lot. So don't jeopardize your future, okay? And because you will experience a lot of difficulties, especially in the beginning. And if you have someone familiar, as someone who knows what he's doing, he can gives the best advice ever. Okay, so please don't do it. I wish I knew you before, when I was coming in. Yeah, it will
Yeah,
save me a lot of troubles. But okay, I'm here now, and
yeah.
I'm very, very happy. And thank you so much. And please keep helping people because you're the best.
I will. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate your kind words. Guys, we actually didn't talk about this in the interview. I just texted Fatima 2 days ago and said, "Would you do an interview? It would help a lot
Yeah,
of people." And she was like, "Oh, okay. Well, would we go through like some questions? Will you give me some questions now?" And I was like, "No, we'll just have a friendly chat and we'll see how it goes from there. We don't. I never gave out like questions. Oh, we're gonna say this so they can. I think of no.
no,
Oh, just tell the truth. The truth is always the simplest, and just have a friendly chat, and people just can watch our friendly chat, and they can learn a lot from it. They can ask questions if they want to, and basically that's it. You don't. I didn't tell Fatima to tell you guys to join, but it only makes sense because she knows, like she's been through the process without me, and then she saw how it would we be with me, and I'm sorry, guys. There's no other company on the face of Ireland that does what I do. Okay.
yeah,
Um, all of the other guys are just recruiters, right? They never worked as a pharmacist. They have nothing to do with the pharmacy. They can do recruitment for pharmacy, for IT, for God knows what, like non-pharmacy related. So they could be chatting with a pharmacist now and with an IT guy later, or with an engineer or whatever that company recruits as well. So they would be like, okay, let's get these guys, the pharmacist and the pharmacy owner together. They'll agree on something, and then poof, we get our money and we get out of there. Okay. Whereas I come in the middle, I teach you guys, I provide information to the owner, and I provide value for him because I train you guys, and I provide value because I train you guys. And when you guys meet, the word, I could have found a more easy word for my company instead of Kamiq. but Kamiq in the Inuit language means perfect fit. So I was like, really? That's what I do. I make the perfect fit. I even have a 2 minute explainer video that goes like, okay, so pharmacists, like if you need a pharmacist, you don't want to wait the 6 years until they graduate, but and come bringing him from Europe or whatever would be easier. But if he comes here without knowing nothing, it's not a perfect fit. But if someone trains him and teaches him how it goes, and then he arrives here, then that's the perfect fit. And that's what Kamiq recruitment means, the perfect fit recruitment, basically. So that's why the ugly word, like, what's your company called? Kamiq. It's like even pharmacy owners, like, well, what's your company called? And you kind of say it Kamiq in English or something, or I say it Kamiq. But yeah, that's where the word comes from. Okay. So look, you guys, if some other company provides more value for you, go with them. I don't mind. It's like I said, I get my most of my money from elsewhere. This is just my passion. But if you decide to come in my world, it's more than a recruitment and all that. It's a lot more. If you come into my world, it's a totally different world than a pharmacist coming from another country would experience without coming in that world. So your world, when you're coming through my company, it would be like jumping in, information, explanation, answers, texting back and forth with me, texting back and forth with all the pharmacists coming here and all that, and uh, asking me which electricity company do you work with, which gas company do you work with, how do I get my PPS number, how do I do driver's license and all that. And it's all that. Or you can just go through another company and go like, yeah, I need a job in Ireland. Okay, we know this guy. Okay, let's have a 1 hour interview. Oh, cool. Okay. And then, oh, you reach an agreement. Cool. Start your job. And you arrive here like plane lands and you go like, oh, I don't know anything.
Yeah.
I said this in the previous interview, like a few days ago. I interviewed a pharmacist from South Africa, and I actually vomited on my first day of work. Like when I was going to work on the street there, I vomited because I suddenly realized I know nothing. I'm going to go into a pharmacy in Ireland and I know nothing about it. And I was like instantly sick in my stomach and I because there was no information, guys. Like before me and after me, there's no information. It's only me that provides you information for absolutely free. So you never pay anything, right? I've been advised uh, tens of times to actually charge you money for the information I provide. I still choose to keep it for free. You get it for free. Yeah, and you get a lot more information when you come through my company. You still get it for free. You will never be charged anything, um, because it's not normal for the recruiter to charge the employee. The recruiter has to charge the employer because that's how things go in a normal country. Okay, perfect. Listen, thank you guys for sticking around so far.
Thank you.
Um, congratulations for being with us all this way through the interview. Hope this was useful for you guys. If you want to reach out, I'll probably leave some links in the comments to the Facebook group. You obviously, if you see this on YouTube, you see the YouTube channel, and you can subscribe. But I will leave links to in the description of the video to the Facebook group, and you can jump in there. When you jump in there, I have to approve you, and I will see you, and I will give you a friend request, and we can chat back and forth there if you have any questions. Um, with all that being said, I wish you a very good night. Fatima, is there anything else that you want to say, or will we call it a night?
No,
Perfect.
that's it.
I know
Good
you're
night,
waking up early
everyone,
in
and
the
thank you.
morning tomorrow. Perfect. So there was one other interview when I did it. It was Romania soccer team was playing, and tonight Romania soccer team was playing as well. So I'm doing a lot of sacrifices for you guys. They probably drew like a 0-0 or they lost. Don't worry, but still,
Okay,
we're not as good as Portugal there. But yeah, we're
you'll get
we used to be good, but now we're not so good. So Okay, guys, thank you for watching this far. So God bless. See you guys on the next
Okay. Bye.
video.
Bye. Thank you.